Thank you, Seamus, and I'd like to thank everybody for having me here this evening, and also congratulate all of the graduates of the 2017-18 FIATA Diploma. As Seamus said, my name is Gabbie White. I'm Director of Global Logistics in Alexion Pharmaceuticals, based here in Ireland. When Seamus actually contacted me first, I had to take a moment to actually reflect back on my period of when I actually sat my FIATA Diploma, which was back in 2010. And it actually probably brought me on a journey back right through to 2009, where I was employed by a company called Irish Flavours and Fragrances. They were an American company and affiliated to Ireland. And they made the decision in 2009 to close the production facility in Drogheda in County Louth and move that manufacturing to Tilburg in the Netherlands. That resulted in approximately 100 people being made redundant over a period of about a year. And that then raised questions with myself after I got over the initial shock and losing my job. What am I going to do? The country was in a very deep recession at the time. And I recall speaking with a colleague and a mentor who still remains a mentor to me today. And I remember him saying to me, "Gabby, what is it that you want to achieve?" And he said, when you actually realise what it is you want to achieve, you need to understand that how you will actually build together the foundations of achieving that. And ultimately then setting yourself apart. Because you have to remember, we're in a stagnant employment market, and you want to ensure that you can put your best foot forward. So with that, I thought about what he had said. I thought about what it is I wanted to do, and I found out very quickly that actually I could identify what I didn't want very quickly, but I wasn't as easily or as comfortable identifying what it is I wanted. I wasn't sure if that was a lack of confidence, if it was actually the fact that I was afraid of admitting what I wanted and afraid of failure, or if I just wasn't sure. So what I did, I took a step back and I started to focus on what it was I was actually good at and what it was I had experience in. So I had strong experience in shipping, strong experience in logistics, and strong experience in the freight industry. But what I didn't have was tying it all together. So I had lots of, let's say, smaller accreditations around Dangerous Goods Safety Advisor and IATA, IMDG, and the list goes on, but nothing that holistically oversaw everything. And that's where the FIATA Diploma came in. So, you know, we were at a time where, you know, the economy wasn't in a good place. I'm married, have 2 small children at the time, and obviously had the concerns around mortgages, bills, etc. So taking on the challenge then of going back to education was something that I really had to ensure that I was buying into, and that I was investing in myself and ultimately setting myself apart. So during the time when I was going through the journey of the FIATA Diploma, I had the opportunity to interview for a Coca-Cola for a role in their transport department. And like that, spent probably, I would say, 70% of that interview talking about the journey that I was on doing the FIATA Diploma, as opposed to the operational or tactical elements of what the role was going to be. And feedback after that interview was that I had spent my time and focused my time as in how I could bring added value to that role, as opposed to what the company would do for me. So I was successful, I got the role, and then within 2 years later, I knew that it was time for myself to move on again, because again, I wanted to constantly challenge myself and challenge what it is I can do for the future, ensuring that I suppose I don't remain stagnant, or that, you know, as the landscape changes, that I'm evolving with it. So an opportunity came up in Bristol Myers Squibb's, so it's moving into the pharmaceutical industry, and that came with it its own set of challenges. A new industry, new set of stakeholders to engage with, a global landscape that, you know, was completely different, a new set of controls and regulations that you would not necessarily have within the flavours and fragrances industry, but you can certainly say within the pharmaceutical industry, it's a whole different dynamic. I was very fortunate then, during my time in Bristol Myers Squibb, to have the opportunity to interview for a startup company moving into Ireland called Alexion Pharmaceuticals. And in October 2013, so I'm coming to my 5th anniversary, I joined the company. Alexion Pharmaceuticals is a biopharmaceutical company, and we manufacture life-transforming therapies for patients with rare and ultra-rare diseases. And there was an emotional, I suppose, connection with myself and the company from day one. I was employee number 7 in the door in Ireland. We now have over 300 people in Dublin, and we've about another 100 people in Athlone, and we've over 2,000 people on a global footprint. It's been a very challenging and exciting time. We've had so much going on. We've commercialised products. We've introduced new functions, new roles within the whole organisation. My own role has grown, evolved, expanded to where I am today. But I also then took the opportunity in 2015 to return to education, because I know that I have to keep pushing myself. And earlier this year, I completed my Master's in Business Management and Leadership Practices in UCD with the Smurfit Group. So, when I think back on the journey based on when Seamus contacted me, I keep going back to what my mentor and what my colleagues said at the same time. Identify what it is you want to achieve. Understand how you are going to build out the foundation or the elements of how you're going to achieve it, and set yourself apart. But the one thing that I will say is, don't get so tied up in trying to achieve it that you don't have the flexibility to either take a sidestep or delay something or look for a different path, because there's many ways to actually achieve your goals. And the other final thing that I will leave you with is, when you have achieved everything that you can and continue to challenge yourself, take a look back and you will realise that the challenges that you had to overcome, be it personal, professional, they will be far outweighed by the achievement that you will have made through either education and through that promotion of yourself and investing in yourself, because I can absolutely, wholeheartedly tell everybody here in the room tonight that it was absolutely worth it for me. So with that, thank you very much and congratulations to everybody.